Good evening, beautiful people. How are you all doing? I want to talk about something very, very important. And there was this woman in the Bible. I'm going to read it so we can all go through it when we have time. I want to talk about something very important. And this has to do with the woman in the Bible. I have my Bible here. I'm going to be reading from the Bible also to let us know that if God hasn't condemned you, there is no other person that has the right to condemn you. In the book of John, I will be reading from the book of John, chapter 8, from verse 2 to 11. I read. And early in the morning he came again into the temple, and all the people came unto him, and he sat down and taught them. And the scribes and Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery, and when they had set her in the midst, they said unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Now, Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what sayest thou? This they say, this they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. But Jesus stooped down, and with his finger wrote on the ground as though he held them not. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her. And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. And they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. And Jesus was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. When Jesus had lifted up himself, and he saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those that accuse you? Had no man condemned you? Then she said, No man, Lord. And Jesus said unto her, Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more. You see what happened to this woman. This doesn't mean that Jesus encourages sin. No. Jesus knew that we are not perfect. He knew that these people who were accusing this woman are not perfect either. Sometimes there are people who are there watching you every minute of the day. They want to see you make mistakes. They want to see your errors. But they forget theirs. They forget that they are not free from sin either. It's like somebody who is pointing a finger at another person. But what happens? The remaining four fingers are pointing back to the person himself. What am I trying to say? That if God didn't condemn you, no one, nobody has the right to condemn you. But that doesn't mean that we should dwell in sin, we should live in sin. This is what Jesus told the woman. He said, "Where are your accusers?" And she said, "They have all gone." And Jesus told her, "If nobody condemns you, I will not condemn you either. But there's something I have to tell you. You go and sin no more. You were caught in adultery. So you go. Do it no more. Do it no more." And mind you, these people, these people who are always watching you, they want to see you commit sin. They want to see you do something wrong. They want to see you fail. But they don't have time to do their own thing. They don't have the time to even check themselves if they are living right, if they are doing the right thing. As believers, as Christians, when your fellow brother or fellow sister is doing something wrong, what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to pray for the person. If possible, approach him or her with love and say, "Brother, sister, this is what the Bible says concerning this thing." For the fact that you think that you are without sin today doesn't mean that you cannot commit sin tomorrow. We are not perfect, but we are working towards perfection. We need to help each other, not condemning one another to death. There are people who are just very, very religious with holding this their doctrine, not even the doctrine of the Bible, their own doctrine, living by that doctrine, even forgetting what is important, which is love. Do we still find that love among the Christians? Even generally, do we still find that love today? So, brother, sister, you that is listening to me, check yourself before you condemn another person to death with your mouth. Check yourself. Are you clean? Are you living right? Are you doing what Jesus said we should do? Do you follow the Bible doctrine, or you are just following man's doctrine? Tell me, the doctrine of God and the doctrine of man, which is more important to you? Even the Pharisees, the questions they asked Jesus. These Pharisees, mind you, they think they were intelligent. They came to tempt Jesus. If Jesus has condemned this woman to death, do you know what would have happened? Do you know? They will have more chance to accuse Jesus. You know that? But Jesus knew what was in their hearts. That is why Jesus said the heart of man is deliberately wicked. They come to you as sheep, but inwardly they are wolves, ready to eat you up. So beware of such people. Yes, you may say, yeah, it is very difficult to know this kind of people. Yes, it is. The Bible says, watch and pray so you don't fall into temptation. So that when they come to you the way they came to Jesus, to trick you with their questions, you will be able to answer them rightly or correctly. I want to let you know that if Jesus didn't condemn you, nobody has the right to condemn you. God bless you. And thanks for listening.